Hello everybody and welcome back to the House of Storm and welcome back to Tavern Talk. So guys, in the last episode we set up a few of our first quests. We have been serving drinks, hopefully making the right drinks for our adventurers when they go out on the quest so they don't die or come back scarred for life. So guys, let's jump right back into it and let's make some more drinks and maybe some more friends. My shipment of infusions finally arrived this morning. I now have access to some fake crystals and frozen pine cones. Together with Fable's Phoenix chilies, I have 3 infusions now. I'll unpack them later when I have some time. I have a feeling they'll be of use soon. Oh, I got an achievement of some sort. So, Lynn and Fable. And keep a drink for me and this lanky pal. It's good to see you too, Lynn. She meant to say please. Welcome back, Fable. You look alive. Thank you. I am. It seems like a given. Just happy to see them doing well, and with a friend. We ain't friends. We're not? So you two didn't form a party? No. Oh. And what's the drink about? They may be very annoying, but they did just help me solve a family feud of 10 years. So I do owe them some of your dishwasher, or some of your dishwater at the very least. Family feud? I wouldn't call it a feud. More of a miscommunication. No, it was a feud. I feel like a feud implies a certain level of hostility. I was gonna kill him. I thought that was a joke. It wasn't. She's my favorite so far. Like, I love Fable, but she's awesome. Oh yeah, this is the Chimera. So we still have a couple quests for people to take. Oh. Look at her face. But no one died. No. Elfie here was able to prevent that. It's Fable. Whatever. Does this perchance have something to do with your quest? It does. I stopped her from killing the werewolf. That's our characters like, these people, I swear. Elaborate, please. Because the quest was to kill the werewolf. Well, we did give her a charisma drink. I was going to kill the werewolf. They stopped me from killing the werewolf. What's not to get? A lot. Who's the werewolf? I think he's confused because the quest was to save the villagers from the werewolf. And now it sounds like I saved the werewolf from you. Which I did, kind of. I also remember you saying you didn't want the quest, Lynn. I didn't. Was there by chance. They were both stealing sheep. Was not. Sure was. Adventuring don't pay what it used to. So you steal other people's sheep, you son of a bitch. Mind your own business. How did any of this lead to... He looks so angry. To a successful quest. Well, where do I start? About at the beginning. Right. I was born on a half-crescent dreaming moon. Of the quest, Fable. Right, the quest. The quest. Traveling there was no trouble. I know enough shortcuts to travel through the Ashen Grove swiftly. I reached the borders of Tregarin right around dusk. The Ashen Grove thins out around there. You can catch a glimpse of the wide fields and vineyards, as well as to see one farm after the other. Angelic sight. Well, at least before sunset. Do you have trouble in the dark? Emotionally? Visually? A little. I mean, I reckon I can still see more than a human could, but darkness is darkness, and I am no owl. Thank God, you're already weird enough. Imagine the damage you do if you could turn your head all the way around. Who says I can't? Just kidding. Anyway, luckily darkness doesn't affect my hearing. Not the normal kind. What? Nothing. Okay. I heard a creaking fence and footsteps that were failing at keeping quiet. Your ears are failing at being small. So I snuck closer and I saw a werewolf-esque shape picking up a tiny sheep. I was petting it. Well, I thought she was going to eat it, so I summoned up all my courage and I stepped out of the shadows and I said, "Good evening, werewolf. Please put down the sheep." Didn't expect them to be entirely in their right mind, of course, but I wanted to be polite. I thought it might confuse her, and maybe that would help calm her down. It confused me, alright. Who the heck sees a werewolf and the first thing they do is greet them? Hello, good sir. Fine full moon this evening. A polite person. Fable is a polite person. Or an insane one. It worked, didn't it? Because I ain't no werewolf. He wasn't that different. But I'm skipping ahead. To my surprise, instead of a growl, the werewolf, or not werewolf, responded with a what? So the confusion planner worked, but I hadn't really expected that response. So I said again, "Please put down the sheep." And she asked why, and I said, well, because stealing sheep isn't very nice. And she asked who I was. No, I asked, who are you, a guard? I was about to introduce myself when we heard this blood-curdling howl. It sounded like someone had ripped a hole in the fabric of reality and then pierced it with a horrid yell. Please, it was barely a bark. And it made the blood freeze in my veins. I heard panting and heavy footsteps. I barely dared to turn around. He turned around immediately. When I did, I stared into the twisted face of a werewolf. Yellow gleaming eyes, gleaming with jaundice. Sharp teeth, giant claws. It looked like he wanted to eat me right up. He did. I feel like I'm going to like this dynamic a lot. Before I could beg for mercy, suddenly something rushed past me and lunged at the werewolf. When I regained my composure, Carlin and the werewolf were on the ground fighting tooth and nail. Look at she has Byakugan in this eye. I know it's probably because the wound, she's blind, but... And the sheep you were holding... Obviously, I set it down at that point. Good. So you went to Fable's aid? No, that ain't it. I noticed the wolf's flannel rags. They were blue, checkered, and had an uneven print. Just like the kind of stuff Uncle Dragon likes to wear, that old... Hey, why can't I say that? Just... What the... Youth protection. The age rating system is quite harsh. Fuck! Anyway, it was dressed like Uncle Dragon, smelled like Uncle Dragon, fought like him too. I was joking when, oh yeah, because she, in my first episode, she says, watch it be him, or something about, something like it's probably him. It was like a joke. He was an old man in years. Was coping about it by joking. It's the only way I can talk about him these days. Because of the feud? Yes. He used to be my favorite uncle, but then he changed. Became irritable and angry, distant, fought a lot with Uncle Fedor. Cared more about the moon than he did his own family. Eventually he just left, ran away, without a word. Left us and Uncle Fedor behind, worried senseless. So we found a letter saying not to look for him and all their savings missing. Swore I was going to kill him if I ever saw him again. Always thought he couldn't just face up to his problems. Turns out his solution was just to get those problems as far away as everyone as possible. Idiot. Did you talk it out with your fist? I tried, but Elfie stopped me. I'm glad they did. How'd you figure that out? Well, she was yelling at him. Didn't understand half of it, but I could tell she was angry and hurt. I tried to get their attention by telling them to stop, but they wouldn't listen, so I shot an arrow right next to both of their heads. My aim was a little shaky, so I did end up grazing Mr. Dragon's ear, but it got them to stop for long enough to start listening to me. I threatened them if they didn't stop to talk, I would shoot them both. Oh, I've never done that, of course. But they must have believed me, because they actually stopped to listen. Looked mighty scary, that little pal. Thank you. Oh, sorry, thank you. I sat them down and did my best to be an insurmountable obstacle between them. If they wanted to fight, they would have to go through me. Sounds rather dangerous. 'Twas. Wouldn't have stopped for them. What? You're the size of a stick. You think you could stop 2 angry wolves? Oh well. Anyway. I used the opportunity to figure out what was going on. And that's how I found out about Mr. Dragon and Carlin and the miscommunication. Feud. The feud, sure. Turns out after Mr. Dragon was turned, he was too ashamed to admit it. He couldn't stop the changes, ended up hurting all the people he cared about. It's no excuse, of course. No, it ain't. If we had known, we'd have helped him best we could. Very least, we would have built a sturdy shed with scratch-proof walls for full moons. He didn't think that would have happened, though. So he decided to fix the problem by leaving, deal with it alone, and so on. But that only made it worse. Of course, he was too embarrassed to come back, so he just focused on the whole werewolf thing, not any human things, or Vulcan things, so to speak. Trying to find a cure, trying to avoid the moon, trying to find a place to sleep, stealing sheep. That's something they have in common. The sheep? No, the stubbornness, and the unwillingness to ask for help. But the sheep, too. But they had to talk about it. That silent resentment wasn't good for either of them. And you got them to do that? The little stick is oddly persuasive. I was talking about it before I even realized I didn't want to. Maybe because you did want to. Maybe. How did it go? Fine. We'll take some time to accept his apology. We'll have to see him change first and apologize to Uncle Fedor and the rest. But it was good to see him again. Guess the hug did feel better than a great sword in his gut. Wonderful. Of course, there's still the problem with the whole werewolf thing. Idiot got so obsessed with the cure he could still barely control himself. We helped him realize that even a cure couldn't change what he'd done. That he has to accept he's different now and learn how to live again. Of course, it won't be easy. No change ever is. I learned that from you. But we have a group of werewolves living near our settlement. A small community that enjoys the company of our warm trees. We play charades with them a lot, and they taught me about the phase of the 7 moons and the secrets of the moon signs. Sounds like a bunch of bullshit. It's real. You're a crescent moose. She's so bad. We introduced Mr. Dragon to them, and they promised they would take him in and help him deal with his lycanthropy. That sounds great. It is. It's a happy ending. Wouldn't call it an ending, rather the beginning of something new. So the end of one adventure is just the beginning of another one. Exactly. I like that. So after your heroic therapy session, you two decided to grab a drink together? I'd offer to spend a day at the settlement. But they don't serve anything strong enough for my taste. Plus, Elfie was dying to get back here. I was talking about how they need to update you on everything non-stop. I think they live here or something. I'd report back about the quest. I'm glad you did. They also started crafting something with the werewolves. Ah. Said something about being for you, Innkeep. Oh, really? Yeah. It's not finished yet, but I'll let you know, I promise. That wasn't that hard, was it? Ah, well. So, a drink. What can I offer you, Lynn? Bring me something that fits my brawn. Strength never gets old. Alright, I think it's a swift strike, right? No. It's a southern brawler. Here we go. And we mixin'. And the rest, strength. Boom. There you go. One southern brawler for you. Surprise. Not bad. You should do this professionally. I'll think about it. Fable, what about you? You have something that'll calm me down, maybe even bring some of my agility back? Like a swift strike back to my senses. Had a stressful day. Night. Morning. Sequence of events. My life is stressful. Boom. Some defense. Boom. And then this. A swift strike. There you go, Fable. Here you go. Thank you. Wow, this is perfect. You look tired. Have you considered sleep? They look like they're gonna pass out any second. So do you. Maybe sleep is a good idea. Carlin, do you have a place to sleep? I can sleep anywhere. It's a talent. It's depressing. I have a room available. You could stay there. Sounds good. How much? I'll count it as payment for your help with the quest. Fine. Later, Elfie. See you Sir. You heading home, Fable? Yes, I've been gone for a whole day. Need to get back and make sure everything is still growing correctly. Maybe take a nap first. Yes, that too. Did you enjoy your first quest? I did. It was scary and different from what I expected. Didn't know I was so good at pretending to be charming. But you considered that you weren't pretending. You did well, Fable. Thank you. I hope that wasn't my only adventure. I think this is just the beginning. That would be nice. You think I'm gonna save the world one day? It's a very tall order. Ah, you're right. I'm not cut out for that. I didn't say that. I just prefer if the world didn't end. Right. If it does, you're the first person I'd ask for help. Maybe you should ask Carlin first, but I'd be happy to be second. We'll see. Let's hope we won't. I like this world. You have a point. We shouldn't hope for such a calamity. Even if it would make for a good song. Or a sad one. Or both. I'm going to head home now. Do that. I'll stock up on quests for you. I can't wait. See you soon. See you soon. Oh, our mysterious stranger. Good evening to you, too. Oh. You took a quest. This quest. It wasn't here yesterday. That is correct. It seems dangerous. It is. And mysterious. Sure. Like me. You could be a little less mysterious by telling me your name. Zephyr. Did the wind carry you in? No. My legs. I want that quest. Well, you can have it. Not just literally. Physically, emotionally. Emotionally? I want to take on that quest, go to the castle to get the cape. I mean... Yes. Well, no one has gone to the castle yet, so if someone would like to go, they would be welcome to. So you know of the castle? Yes. It seems strange. It is. A vampire lives there. I heard rumors, whisperings, of a strange, fiendish woman residing there. What a coincidence. Me too. Did you ever frequent in your tavern? No, not recently. But she has. Once. Had a vampire mixer. Interesting. So she was only here at night. Yes. She says she was unnaturally pale. No, she had a lot of makeup on. But below that mask. Sure, yes. I guess she looks pretty dead below that. And a drink did she order? Blood. Interest. You sell blood? Of course. Whose blood? Did you hear about the wolves avoiding the castle? Really? All of them? Yes. She has a lot of werewolf traps set up, but all animals seem to steer clear of Marrow Castle. They say its doors are always locked, so nothing can go inside or leave. Anything that tries to emerges into her land in one way or another. There's a grave, a pile of decorative bones, dirt feeding rotting flowers. They say death clings to her doorstep like an everlasting melody. Sounds like a strange place. Like a tomb for something still alive. Or for a goth. Goth or vampire, she seems to be a thief. It appears so. Do you not sympathize with that? Thievery is honorable skill, but it must be performed in secret. Or you're not worth the coins you pocket. Also, stealing a man's cape is just plain rude. I suppose. Only thing worse than that is stealing a man's hat. Not if it's cursed. Especially then. Point is, if you can't defend yourself from having your trophies reclaimed, you must live with the consequences. Consequences being you? Exactly. Definitely sounds like you know what you're doing. Of course I do. I am one with the shadows and the wind. Gone before they even notice I'm there. You could easily swipe something else along with the cape, right? Certainly. Gold, gemstones, other treasures, whatever pays the bills. What about some interior decorations? Like what, for example? Just something to pretty up my tavern a little bit. Maybe something useful that also doubles as a decoration. Like a chair. So the whole chair sounds a little too ambitious for your first quest with me. I prefer something smaller, like a little trinket. My walls are still a bit empty. Wait, you're being serious? Absolutely. A memento that once belonged to an eccentric vampire sounds like a wonderful addition to the tavern. I'll see what I can do. You won't be disappointed. Well then, I trust you deliver yourself to her doorstep and the cape back to me. Ooh, along with a neat little addition to my interior design. Sounds like I'll need a few stamps. Would you like some? No. Too traceable. How about a drink, then? I could do with one of those. Your drinks inspire transformations of great magnitude. Allow you to dip in the parts of yourself that you weren't previously aware of. Raise yourself from your shadow. Say, what do you trade them for? Secrets. Secrets. I have many. Grant me one. I shall. I know this may come as a shock to you, but I was here before. Just yesterday. You may not remember because you barely noticed me in the shadows. I was so stealthy I spent hours just watching you from afar. That is definitely a secret, you creepy person, you. You cleaned a lot of glasses, served everyone with a smile. You looked so worried after the adorable green one left. Like you thought they might trip straight into a monster's maw. And you're swift with your hands and fast with the knife. Alright, enough secrets. You may have one of my renowned drinks. And some of my renowned infusions. In fact, I just got a fresh shipment today. Was finally able to unpack them. Infusions? Intriguing. What vile magic do you have to offer? We got 3 of them. For your purposes, I think you could benefit from either some fake crystals or a frozen pine cone. The frozen pine cones have absorbed some of the nature's icy properties. They can help you form a magical frost barrier that will hurt those trying to harm you. The fake crystals hail straight from Avalon, allegedly. If consumed, they'll turn you invisible eventually, and for a bit. Duration is a bit unpredictable. Also got some Phoenix chilies, but I don't think that'd be very useful for your situation. Interesting. Well, he's already very good at stealth. So what dark depths are you looking to explore? I fear that Lady Evelyn may be of undead nature. So I must be strong and vigorous if I want to stake her heart before her fangs are near my neck. Though that does sound appealing. Strength I can do. Some frost armor should help with the fangs. Or perhaps the smarter route would be to evade her wrath entirely, to outstealth her and steal the cape right from under her pale nose, that she may lie in the shame of having lost against me. So dexterity. Some invisibility could help with staying unseen should my speed and agility not be enough. I'll make a decision and keep your wisdom is no secret, is it? Okay. Yeah, I think doing the infusion first is good. Alright, so that's the frozen pine cones. It's the fake crystal. So I think we're going to go the stealth route. And we would need dexterity. Yeah, we'll go Swift Strike. Yeah, well, he's already very good at stealth. Here you go. A drink that all vampires fear. Garlic breath? Not quite, but that's a good name. May I steal it? You don't ask for permission before you steal something, Innkeep. And it's no longer a clever ruse, but a mere trade. I see. Did you hear about my new drink, the garlic breath? Ha. Good one. It tastes like, not garlic, but just as fearsome to a vampire. You don't find garlic scary? No, only the absence of it. That makes 2 of us. Hopefully this will help me evade her. I'm prepared for a fight, but I won't need one if my steps are as swift and quiet as the wind. If she can't see me... Goodbye, Innkeep. I would say pray that the sun will carry me back to you. But my hopes do not lie with the Realm Keepers, and I shall be damned if they control my fate. Expect to see me again after next sunfall. If you do not, Speak of vengeance. Vengeance makes for an early grave. Or for a good story. Kin Air Echo, he's 25. Goes by he, they. He's a rogue. Background Nemus, he's chaotic good. Arcana of the Moon. Zephyr is a difficult character to say the least. They're so caught up in their own fantasies of an edgy rogue that they seem to be stuck talking or brooding like one too. He likes all the things dangerous and mysterious, or at least he pretends he does. Cool. Farewell. Or for a bitter end. Oh. Lynn. She's taking the other quest. I'm taking this quest and a drink. No, this is the Wyvern, right? Great. Did you sleep well? What? Sleep. How was it? Ah, fine. Too long. Didn't sleep that much in ages. Sounds like you needed it. No. Your beds are just too comfortable. It was hard to get up. Of course. My apologies. I'll make sure to take your feedback info into consideration. Would you like a drink as compensation? I think I already said that. Make me something strong that will wake me up, and keep me up, too. So, just another Southern Brawler. Here we go. Another Southern Brawler for you. Something strong coming right up. That is strong, just the right amount of too much. Maybe I should call this drink the Carlin. No, you shouldn't. Anyway, the quest. Yes, the quest. I'm taking it. So you said. I see it as my turn to make conversation. I miss Fable. Isn't it too soon for another quest? You just returned. An hour since I've done anything but sleep, chat, and drink. I'm getting antsy. If I sit still for too long, it feels like my bones are disintegrating and forgetting who I am. I think that's called boredom. It's torture. That too. Well, boring is not what I would call this quest in the slightest. Stealing from a chimera for a vampire sunscreen couldn't get more reckless than that. It could by taking Elfiel on. Fair point. Please don't. I won't. So the saliva's for a vampire. Vampire sunscreen. Can a vampire get their chimera goo themselves? It's a wyvern chimera. Vampires and fire don't mix too well. Also, if everyone just did their own quest, the quest economy would be in shambles. Suppose that'd be terrible for your business. Indeed. Does it bother you that it's for a vampire? No. Does it make you nervous? No. You did mention that you like fangs. Did I mention that I have a great sword 3 times the size of your head? I'm sure a vampire would find that impressive. Have you ever encountered a chimera before? No. Not a real one. Got me thinking. Ain't it kind of blasphemous to steal from a draconic guardian? Depends. Are you religious? Guess not. Then no. Would it be if I was? Don't think so. Chimeras steal riches all the time, and they were created to be guardians by the protectors of the realms. So stealing something to protect someone else seems in line with their doctrine. Good thing you ain't a priest. You do a piss-poor job. Thank you. Is blasphemy what you're most worried about? I ain't worried. Okay, nervous. Ain't that either. Then what is it? Excitement, I suppose. Excitement? Don't laugh. I'm not laughing, I'm asking. Ah. Yes, excitement. I've never encountered a guardian before. I've always sort of wanted to. Why haven't you? Ain't exactly easy to find one, or to survive one. Seems like a great opportunity for you, then. It is. What's it about guardians? It's less about the guardians and more about what created it. Maybe a little about the Chimera. I got a dragon head, right? Yes. Modeled after its creator, I would guess. So let me rephrase that. What is it about dragons and chimeras with dragon heads? They're cool. Also, when I was little, my Baba used to tell me bedtime stories about the dragons every night. She was a great adventurer and encountered many of their creations on her journeys. Not sure if it's true, but she always claimed she met each of the realm keepers themselves. Had little keepsakes from them all. My sword's one of those. Passed it on before she left. One day she was just gone. I think she wanted to spend her last moments somewhere else. Aw. Like the thing she visited one of her dragons one last time. Alright. Banshee, Riverbanks, and Carlin's grand greatsword once belonged to her grandmother. Allegedly, it's a gift from the dragons themselves. Very impressive if true. Your family has a leaving problem. At least she left our savings alone. That sword and her stories are all I have left of her. Going on this quest, it almost feels like I'm stepping into a memory of hers. She ever tell you about a wyvern chimera? No. Was the only kind she never encountered. It quarrels with those feline ones, different varieties of scales, even a cow one, I think, but never found a wyvern one in all her years. Would have been nice to be able to tell her the story when I return. If I return. I'm sure you will. You tell a story to me. I don't know if it'll make up for a good, if I make for a good Baba, but I do enjoy a good tale. I'll think about it. You already got me talking too much. This is you talking too much? So, you like dragons? I do. They're fascinating creatures, very interesting, very magical. They are fascinating and magical. Used to pretend I was one when I was little, really wanted their magic and their wings. You can just ask them for their magic, not sure about their wings. I ain't a priest either. Besides, I'm a warrior. Don't do all that magic shit. Why not? I like my sword and my muscles. They're a good combo. I don't need to rely on anyone, not even dragons. A little help never hurt anybody. A little self-reliance don't either. If you say so. Does that mean you don't want a drink to pep you up, Lynn? Didn't say that. I see. It doesn't count as help? It's prepayment for me taking on your quest. Sure. Do we even make any money? You'll be happy to hear that I have some incredible infusions to offer that could greatly help. Well, we're gonna give her the fire one. Oh, she wants to keep it simple. Alright. What can I get you then? I reckon a little bit of a boost for this body couldn't hurt. Heard they're quick and toothy, so I need to be too hardy for its bite. Some defense might come in handy. Or something for the brain. Baba talked quite a lot about how they enjoy a good ruse. Maybe I can outsmart it with the right play. I need some intelligence for that. Won't be risking it all on a bad idea. Are you sure you don't want any infusions? Just a little bit of Phoenix Chili would make you fire resistant. This could be very useful in a fight. Dragons, you're stubborn. Sure, I'll try one. On topic of trickery, no. One is enough. Either you mix defense with your weird chilies, or you go heavy on the intelligence. You don't need any more of your fancy tricks. I don't care which one you pick. That's your job. Figure it out. Okay, so I have yet to make an intelligence drink. And I kind of want to make it. And then the Frosted Lagoon is the defensive one. That might come in handy. But you know what? I'm going to go intelligence. Sparking Nebula. Figured it out. Thanks. Hope you seasoned it with some trickery. It does feel weird, like my brain is sparkling. No refunds. How urgent is the sunscreen? Pretty urgent. The sun tends to not take a break, even for vampires. Maybe he should sunbathe less then. That might solve his problems. Might. Oh, when has an easy solution ever been fun? Good point. I'll see what I can do. Maybe they got some mice in that mangrove. Good luck. Won't be needing it. I'll be waiting to hear of your exploits upon your return. That was a long day. Alright guys, so we're still only in Act 1, by the way. I am going to end this. Is going to be a little bit shorter episode. I am going to end this episode here. Guys, we've made some new friends. We've got some new quests out there. Both of our quests have been accepted. I can't wait to hear how they turn out. But guys, thank you so much for being a guest on House of Storm. If you enjoyed this, please let me know. And of course, we will do more. And I'll see you all in the next video.